to you live from a desk, which is pretty uncommon for us yogis. But I know that when you're sitting at a desk for an extended period of time, yoga can be quite helpful. We're going to go through a couple of exercises that look at the sitting position and how yoga can help in some specific ways. So essentially, when we're sitting at a desk all day and we're typing or whatever it is that we're doing, this tends to happen. So this kind of forward motion, curling in through the chest. Your chin maybe starts to jut forward or, especially if you have a smaller device, this tends to happen. So when we're in those positions for an extended period of time, you're putting a lot of pressure on your neck. When we're in this position, when your neck is nice and long and the top of your head is sitting on the top of your spine like it's supposed to, your head weighs anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds, something like that. The more your chin moves forward in this direction or your whole head moves forward in this direction, your head can start to weigh upwards of 60 pounds of force onto your neck, really in your spine in general, but you're going to feel it a ton in your neck. So over time, the muscles in the back of your neck tend to get tight and sore. I'm sure a lot of you experience this, whether you sit at a desk or not. But we're going to do a couple of exercises that you don't even have to stand up. We're just going to sitting right here. You can do them at your desk. And we're going to focus on a couple of stretching things and one little strengthening thing that you can practice. So first thing we're going to do is you're going to, right underneath your collarbone, you're going to place your hand and you're going to put a little downward pressure. You can do this without your hands and just kind of roll around your neck. This is just an added bonus that you're kind of pinning down the base of some of these muscles. So this little gentle downward pressure, one palm, use two palms if that's comfortable for you. Once you have that gentle downward pressure on those muscles, you're just going to start to tip upwards. Right about here is a tension point for me. You can feel free to roll your chin around, point it down towards your opposite shoulder, up towards the ceiling. You can even look back a little bit. But basically, you're just looking for in here, somewhere where there's some tension. You might even be able to see my neck. There's some lines right in my neck right in here. So there's a lot of tension for me here. I would stay here for maybe 30 seconds to a minute, taking some deep breaths while I'm here. And then look for a second point of tension. For me, I've got another one kind of on the side of my neck here. And then again, I'm going to spend maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute, whatever is comfortable. And then once I'm done with that side, just going to switch sides. So same concept. You're going to just underneath your collarbone, you're going to look for those muscles, and you're just going to gently pull downward. Use two hands if that's more comfortable. And then same idea. You're just going to look for a tension point. So for me, I've got a lot of tension here. My chin is in a slightly different position from the opposite side. Both sides are going to be a little bit different, but that's why you just kind of move your chin around until you can feel, oh yeah, there's a lot of tension right there. Stay, take some deep breaths. You don't want to pull so much that you're getting a lot of pain. You're just feeling a gentle stretch happening. And then you look for your second kind of point of tension, and then maybe stay in that position for another 30 seconds to a minute or so. So that's one way you can start to stretch out through the front of your neck that tends to get a little bit of pressure in here as we're doing this and then this. So stretching action. I'm going to do a little bit of strengthening action as well. So I'll show you this from the side. Perhaps you don't want to do this in front of your coworkers because we're going to be doing a little bit of this, but it's really great for strengthening these internal cervical muscles that tend to get weakened as these muscles on the back are doing way too much work. So from here, you're going to actually look to pull your chin inward. So when I say chin in, sometimes people think chin up. Instead, you're going to think base of your skull up, chin in. So your chin is pulling towards your throat, the base of your skull is lifting straight up. And then while you're sitting here, you're just going to do that action a couple of times. You can even use your finger to kind of guide your chin back. But as you're pulling your chin back towards your throat, you're also lifting the base of your skull. So you're not only getting length back here, but you're also strengthening those internal muscles. They're kind of hard to get into. So this little action, maybe you do 3 to 5 rounds of that. You can even do this like sitting at a stoplight. It's a really great thing to do to help facilitate this motion because we end up like this so often. So another thing that we can do here, again, still looking at lifting the base of your skull, you're going to use your fingers just like I'm doing to get this little ridge right at the base of your skull. You'll kind of feel around in there. There's a little ridge somewhere in there. Once you get lift, you can actually use your fingers to lift a little further. And then on this side, if I start to tilt to the right a little bit, I can feel this muscle group starting to lengthen. You can give yourself a little rub if that feels good. And then I'm just going to switch sides, kind of resting the back of my head into my palm as I'm doing this, but you're lifting, using your fingers to facilitate that movement a little bit more, and then as you tip to the side, you feel free to give yourself a little rub. Most people are gonna feel some tension points right in there, so go easy, but if it feels good, do that a lot. It's a really great way to help not only retrain your body to put your head in the position that it's supposed to be instead of in this position, but you're also getting benefit. You're strengthening and lengthening the back of your neck. Last thing that we'll do is just a nice little exercise to allow your body to rest when we're in this position. A lot of tension on the back of your neck. We're gonna move into this position, but just on purpose. So I'm gonna turn to the side. It's probably gonna be easier for you to be straight up front. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see this. You're gonna put your elbows on your desk and you're just gonna allow your body to relax. So now instead of gravity or the back of your neck and shoulders holding you up, you actually have something to rest into. Then from here, you're gonna use your thumbs and you're gonna place them at your brow bone. You can tuck them right into the bridge of your nose. You can bring them a little wide, whatever's comfortable for you. And then from here, now that I've got something to rest onto, I'm gonna allow my chin to move forward and I'm just gonna rest here. This gives you a couple of different benefits. Number one, it's giving you some pressure points to lean into. You've got a lot of little pressure points right in here. So you can even just kind of roll your thumbs around in your brow bone. Feels pretty good. That's one way to start to relieve some tension that's happening when we get stressed out. We tend to, everything gets like this. So your face might be feeling that kind of pressure and stress. This helps relieve that. And then the second thing that happens is usually when we're in this position, there's a lot of tension. Now, when we're in this position, there's a lot of release. So you're just retraining your body, not only muscle memory to put your head back in the position that it should be for optimal balance in your spine and neck, but you're also getting the benefit of, in this position, instead of feeling that as kind of a stressful position, you're giving yourself some relaxation and rest in it. So tons of benefits to taking a couple of minutes at your desk, doing some of these little exercises. Of course, we work on this in yoga, but I really encourage you guys to just take yoga off the mat into your life, and whenever you have questions, let us know.